How's it going, guys? Mike here. So welcome to another one of my vlog videos today. It's been a while that I've done one of these, and there's so many reasons. I'm in the middle of a move right now, in case you haven't been informed, but I've sort of hinted at it. So I'm currently in the middle of moving both out of my apartment and also out of town. And I'm kind of also in the middle of selling a bunch of stuff, including this awesome bike that you see me riding. Actually, funny story. Recently, I listed one of my helmets, my old helmet, for sale, and ironically, the person who bought it from me was one of my subscribers here on YouTube. So that's pretty awesome when you get to meet, people on YouTube locally. So that's a funny story there. But anyway, so today I am going to do something just out of fun, honestly, and also to kill some time and enjoy this bike while I still have it. But I decided, guys, to go to the dealership. If you don't know me, I have this love and hate relationship with dealers. And if you haven't seen one of my videos where I sort of talked about how you deal with dealerships if you're trying to buy or sell a car or a bike, that video is right there. You can click on that link and watch it later. But yeah, so my perception of dealerships are, one, they're businesses, so they're gonna be in the business of making money, which is not a good thing if you're a private seller. So except you sell wholesale and you can make your profit one way, you're not gonna get much from the dealers because they're gonna offer you peanuts. But still, I'm curious how much the dealer is gonna offer me today on this bike. Now, keep in mind, I've only had experience trying to sell a car to a dealer, never a motorcycle. So this here will be interesting. So today I decided to do this because, one, I have the time, and two, man, it's just been a while since I rode on this bike, and I decided, to go for a ride today. So I'm going to a dealership. It's a Yamaha dealership, and it's about 15 miles ride, and so we're gonna be there probably in about 30 minutes because I'm taking local roads today. So with traffic, about half an hour to get there. But so like I said, I am going to just to get an idea how much a dealer is going to offer me on this motorcycle, in case it's last minute and I'm not able to sell it as a private seller. Now, I did a caliber book, and I kind of went around online and all the my research, and currently I know this bike is worth between $7,500 and $8,000 as is. So, me trying to sell it myself, I have it listed for that price. Although, I'm a willing seller, and I'm going to negotiate with somebody who I feel is a very serious buyer. But, I've had a few people call about the bike, no serious offers yet. And, if you watch my other video, this is one of the things I talked about. And believe it or not, I've made the same mistake in purchasing this bike, and this is the mistake. When you buy a car or a bike, you almost, especially if you are a car fanatic or a bike fanatic, and you're a true driver or rider, you don't really buy cars and think of economics or think of, I might sell this thing a couple of years down the line. We usually just purchase a car or a bike because we love it and we want to ride it then and there. So same thing with this motorcycle. When I purchased it, I never thought, or I didn't think 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, I might need to sell this bike, or even maybe I need to sell it to get another bike. I just said, this is the bike I want, and I'm just gonna buy it. I don't care about the resale value. I don't care how hard or easy it will be for me to sell it. So I'm kind of in that pickle right now where I never thought about reselling this thing. I just thought I would own it forever. But guess what? It's 2, 3 years later, and I am looking to sell it because things have changed, and I need to move on. And here's what I've realized. First of all, when you buy a motorcycle, and this is a lesson for everyone who's listening or watching this right now, if you own a motorcycle, understand that if you one day try to resell that bike, it's going to be challenging. One, because of the crowd and the people that you're curating or trying to sell to. When you think about the entire population in America, most people probably can drive a car. But even within the automobile industry, you have a fraction of people who can drive, say, a stick shift. So that's another thing. If you're in the business of selling cars, you probably do not want to invest in trying to resell a manual gearbox because a lot of people don't know how to drive stick shift. So you're gonna have some challenge trying to sell a manual gearbox. Now, use the same thing in the motorcycle industry. As much as I love riding, and this is also crazy. One of the reasons why I love riding is because not so many people do it. One of the reasons why I enjoy flying and I decided to get my license is because, not so many people do it. So you're kind of left in your own class if that feeds your ego. But guess what? It's going to pose a challenge when you're trying to resell that item. So with this motorcycle, take the motorcycle industry, for example. There are all kinds of different categories of motorcycles. You have your street bike, your sports bike, your dirt bike, quads, and so on and so forth. So in the motorcycle industry, most people probably ride street and sports bike. Okay? Not a lot of people ride cruisers like what this Yamaha is. So that's one of the challenges that I have right now, where I'm trying to sell this bike and I need to sell it now because I've got maybe 30, 40 days before I get out of here. I've been trying to sell it for about a month or two now. I probably should have listed it sooner than later. But here I am, and this is also one of the main reasons why I'm just taking interest in what the dealer is going to offer me for this. So keep that in mind. If you own a motorcycle, if you own a sports bike, this is just my opinion. There's no facts behind it. It's probably going to be easier for you to sell that sports bike because, again, a lot of people ride sports bike compared to cruisers. So, but anyway, and this is not like a Harley or any of those, homegrown name brands, but it is an awesome bike nonetheless. And today we're going to try to sell it. Well, at least we're going to try to get some interest in it from the dealership. So yes, that is the reason why I'm heading to the dealer today, because I want to see what my options are. And I've listed the bike on Craigslist, eBay also, and I'm waiting to see if somebody's going to purchase it. Now, if I don't get a buyer before I leave, obviously that's not what I would want. But it's still, I still have options. I can always hold on to the bike and, still keep it for a while. But I'd rather sell it than just have it sit around. So guys, I just got done with the dealer here. I don't know if you can see to my right side. And you would not believe this. So I waited for 20 or so minutes while they went in the back, tried to do their numbers. And they came back out, and this is what the guy said to me. He says, "You're probably better off selling that thing on your own, man. I'm not going to offer you more than $3,000. Oh, man. At least it was honest. And the reason they gave me that was that, one, if you step in their shop, actually I should have taken some video shots of the inventory. What they sell mostly is sports bike. There's barely any cruisers there. The only thing I can consider maybe a cruiser is they have a few Yamaha Bolt. Yamaha Strike is like a big brother to the Bolt. But yeah, so just got done at the dealership and they're offering $3,000. No shit. That's honestly taking this trip. I was thinking perhaps 5 grand. I thought they would lowball me to $5,000, and believe it or not, I was considering that as like an emergency last minute. So in case something doesn't work out, trying to sell this on my own, maybe I'll lose a few $1,000s and take a dealership $5,000. But no, guys, they are offering me $3,000, which is I don't even know if I can do the math right now. So 7,500, I'm doing, that's like maybe 40% of what the bike is actually worth. And again, I understand that this is a business, and I understand that dealers have to make their money or whatnot. They have costs, they have overhead costs, and all that stuff. But 3 grand is just way too low. So one thing we can cross out the list today: no selling to the dealership. I'd rather hold on to the bike. It's probably going to be worth 3 grand 10 years from now, or maybe even a lot more than that. But yeah, so that's the news from the dealership. Now I'm just taking my butt home, and what I'll probably do is I'm gonna try other ways locally to sell this thing. I'll maybe go to some to the bike shops around me and see if I can gain some interest. Now, question to you guys: if you've sold a bike before, this is my first time. Actually, no, sorry. This is my second time selling a bike. The last time I sold a bike was my very first motorcycle. That was a Kawasaki Ninja. And that was fairly easy to sell because, again, there was just a huge market for it. It's a beginner's bike, so a lot of people who are just starting out, they usually buy those. But this is a big boy's bike, and it's a lot, it's more expensive. And so it's a little bit challenging to try and sell this thing. If you sold a bike, say you've sold a bike for more than $5,000-6,000 before, let me know what you did, especially if it's a cruiser that you sold. Let me know what you did. I can really use some help right now to sell this thing. But for now, I'm just gonna go home and relist and see what other options I got. But until then, guys, I hope you've enjoyed my rants today and my trip down to the dealership here. But I will talk to you guys later. Please share, like, comment, leave your opinion in the comments and let me know. And I really appreciate all the likes and all the support from the channel, guys. All right, take care and have an awesome day. Peace.